Well, what do we have here again today? Another bunch of TikTok fakers causing all sorts of trouble. Are we surprised? Probably not at this point. Well, these creators aren't just posting cringe short videos online, but they're also using TikTok to romanticize mental health conditions for some reason. And one of them is actually funding her substance addiction, which, well, you'll know who later on in this video. It's really starting to bug me at this point, and honestly, it should bug you too, because some of these fakers, I'm not mentioning names, are living off our tax dollars. Our taxes support government initiatives that offer financial aid to those with severe illnesses or disabilities. And honestly, at this point, it's not a surprise anymore that some lazy people manipulate the system by forging disorders or disabilities to profit from these benefits. And it's extremely frustrating. How does that generally make you guys feel? We are actually paying for them to fake these illnesses, and they're getting away with it. And better yet, they're making a living from it. Great. But seriously, this just deprives those who are generally in need and takes away from them, making their difficult lives just so much more difficult unnecessarily. So in this video, we'll uncover two of the most problematic TikTokers who haven't received much detailed attention before. Sure, I've touched on cringy ones addressing mental health previously, but trust me, encountering these fakers, BG and Many in One, will be enough to make your teeth grind from the sheer cringe-worthiness. I guess that's what you can kind of count on at this point. I guess it's the Ablaze guarantee. But seriously, what's with the name Many in One? It sounds like to me one of those discount grocery store deals where they throw a loaf of bread and a tub of butter for a bargain. Sick name. Anyway, I'm clearly getting sidetracked because it's obvious that TikTok has turned mental health into a weird trend, as we have seen over the years. I mean, who wants to be boring online, right? And you don't have to be. While some TikTokers on our FYP page might actually have those disorders, I'm pretty sure the majority that we see are often just exaggerating for the camera. This is something else, by the way, that we have seen many times before, playing different characters, and most of it is just roleplay to them. And it's not even controversial at this point for me to state that these people that do this are clearly making mental illness into a huge joke, which is a whole separate thing from stealing money, yes, but just as devastating in my opinion. So with that said, let's turn our attention to one of these fakers we need to expose today, that being BG. So to understand more about her, let's take a look at her profile. Her bio reads DID system of California. Okay. Does dissociated identity disorder have branches in every city or state now? What? That's news to me, I guess. See, we do learn stuff here as well on the Ablaze channel. But seriously, like what the heck does that even mean? Sounds like a business franchise than anything related to a psychological disorder at this point. I've been exposing fakers for a while now, and I'm wondering why none of them have ever mentioned which branch they belong to. Damn it. I am clearly missing something then, I guess. From what I've gathered, BG appears to be running a scam. She claims to have multiple personalities to sell bracelets online, likely using her profits for black market substances or other personal expenses. This is a class case of exploiting a fake disorder for financial gain, unlike legitimate groups that sell merchandise to actually raise awareness and support for real conditions. She isn't trying to educate or help anyone. Instead, she's using her supposed DID as a marketing ploy to sell her cute little bracelets. Jeez, why did I even say cute? It doesn't even look like one of a kind. There's nothing unique or special about them. Honestly, they're just colorful beads that probably cost around $1 to make, but she's selling them for $5. I mean, if it was for a good case, I might get behind it, but it's obvious that BG is just trying to align her pockets. And it kind of makes me wonder, if she wasn't making a dime off those TikTok videos, would she even still be making content about DID? In my honest opinion, I really much doubt it. Her motives seem as clear as mud. Not very. And on a side note, just curious, have you guys noticed how other fakers always seem to switch to this squeaky helium infused voice when they go into their little alter mode? It honestly sounds more like a bad cartoon character than anything else. Jeez, it's just so bad now. She's trying to do a child's voice. I mean, she could have at least practiced to at least make it somewhat bearable. I'm not even sure that she realizes that kids aren't consistently adorable with those high-pitched voices. And even if they do always speak in that manner, I gotta admit, BG's videos seriously give me the creeps. Right? Am I the only one who watches fully grown adults who talk like babies online? Just unsettling. Please let me know in the comments. I can't be the only one who thinks this. But anyway, yes, if she truly has this disorder, it's even worse because it means she's exploiting a child alter for views. It crosses a line that honestly should never be crossed, and it makes the whole situation feel honestly even more wrong. So BG is out here selling bracelets as if she's in this literal innocent state, using it as a cover for whatever vice she's into. But when you think about it, what kid is out there right now hustling, selling bracelets to fund their addiction? Oh yeah, none. At least I hope. Who knows nowadays? And if you are one of these people who buys into her story thinking you're helping out some traumatized alter, unfortunately, think again. You are just unfortunately feeding into her shame, probably funding her habits as well while you're at it. So yeah guys, next time you attempt to buy one of her bracelets, maybe think twice about those pockets you're quite literally filling up with cash. Also, if you're thinking, wow, she's a real genius, tricking all those people, well, that's just as foolish as her claim about DID, saying you can dissociate whenever you want. Sure, that might fly in some kind of serious cult or organization, but DID isn't like signing up for a special club membership. It's a serious mental health disorder impacting millions. So her notion that dissociation is a choice is not only ignorant, but just downright absurd. It's clear she's completely clueless about the disorder she's pretending to have. And when people call her out on it, she's quick to defend herself, or rather, her business, because let's face it, image is everything, and especially for her bracelet business, many in one. So, when it comes to understanding this disorder, it's akin to sorting through a puzzle box. There are some people out there confidently spreading false information, and often without a proper grasp of what DID truly entails. Chances are they haven't even consulted with a mental health professional. And it's particularly concerning because according to one study, nearly 84% of mental health videos on TikTok are actually misleading. 84%, which is crazy. And one common misconception perpetuated by some, like this faker, many in one, is the idea that children naturally develop multiple personalities that merge into one by a certain age, typically around 9 years old.
This is actually incorrect. To understand more about DID, we need to learn about how a personality forms. When you're born, you're not born with one cohesive personality. You have different personality states. They can be, oh, I love my mom because she feeds me and she hugs me and gives me kisses. But another personality state could be, I'm scared of my mom, I don't like my mom because she hits me. Now, if there's enough trauma causing amnesia between those two personalities, then they don't combine into one. Because when you reach the ages of like 9 or 10, that's when personality states combine into one personality. But for children that has had severe repetitive trauma, they build amnesia barriers.
It's as if she's suggesting that apples magically turn into oranges. This concept stems from the theory of structural dissociation, but let's remember it's just a theory, not the definitive answer to understanding DID. So, in reality, children don't transform into entirely different people by a certain age. When children face significant trauma, they may compartmentalize their experiences as a means of coping. It's not about becoming entirely different individuals, it's about coping with overwhelming emotions in manageable ways. And these parts or states aren't full-blown personalities like you see in movies. They're more like different sides of the same coin. The real DID condition isn't about having a bunch of different people living in one body. It's about one person with different pieces of themselves that have gotten a bit jumbled up along the way. And frankly, if I was some unexpected kid browsing through TikTok for insight into my DID, I might have fallen for many in one's misleading video. But honestly, she should focus more on educating herself before trying to school others online. And now that I've said that out loud, I think a lot of people could perhaps take that advice. And just like BG, it's tough to take many in one serious when she's spouting all sorts of nonsense on her TikTok. Like, imagine dishing out some serious mental health advice and then claiming you tie the knot with your own altar. Like, come on, man. How am I or anyone supposed to take that seriously? They really just do it to themselves at this point. Holy shit. Are you aiming for a seizure-inducing effect with these videos? Because only the dumbest of the bunch would buy into it, especially if you keep churning stuff out like this. Seriously though, why can't any of these fakers manage to lip sync to a video, even just for 5 seconds? That's all I'm asking for. It's honestly just freaking bizarre to watch. And would you look at that? She's wearing that patterned bandana around her chest and calling herself an elf pirate. Now guys, I'm not a fashion guru by any means, but if she wants to pull off that pirate vibe, she really needs to work on her styling skills. Burn. I know I could have been a lot meaner there, but instead I decided to go with the obvious insult. Truly amazing stuff. Please leave a like on today's video. Oh nice, man, she's even got that Johnny Depp altar, which clearly didn't arise from her own trauma. I mean, how the heck did that even happen if her claims are true? And like I mentioned in previous videos, these fakers nowadays just conjure up any altar they fancy. Thanks to those TikTok filters. You guys don't have trauma? No problem. You can just create a tool to completely come up with your own personal altar. Whatever you guys feel like. Flying cars in 2024? No. The Johnny Depp altar though? Yes. Very much yes. Technology is truly scary. I honestly wish these people would just realize how serious this disorder is and how it wrecks lives, real people's lives. It's not just some quick, quirky, fun cosplay or a pastime like making bracelets. Those who generally suffer with this disorder have endured incredibly traumatic experiences. While on the other hand, these fakers are just chasing views. I mean, for BG, it's clearly about money, but many in one, it's for the attention. But what they both have in common though is their subtle signs of substance abuse or vices and their erratic behavior designed to hook viewers. And honestly guys, sometimes watching these fakers, it just makes me want to gouge my eyes out from the sheer and utter cringe. I mean, it might make sense if BG and Many in One were young, like the teen fakers, who are just trying to fit in and find their place and think pretending to have a disorder makes them look cool somehow. But these two are old enough to know better, which makes their behavior even more bizarre. Judging by their appearance, BG and Many in One are probably over 30 years old. I would say don't hate me for saying that if they are in fact younger, but seeing what horrible people they are, I don't really care that much. I guess having a fake disorder and selling bracelets just really takes it out of you over time. It's a hard job, like going into the mines. So their brains, especially their prefrontal cortex, should be fully developed by now. Since they're over 25, they should be capable of making mature decisions instead of jumping on these stupid teenager TikTok trends. And if there's something really wrong with them, it's definitely not the disorder they claim to have. And social media at this point has unfortunately managed to bring together idiots from all over the world. For example, even though only about 1.5% of the global population is actually diagnosed with DID, it seems like a huge number of people on TikTok are claiming to have it. It's just maddening at this point to see social media amplify such nonsense. And these two I've covered today, BG and Many in One, are buddies with other DID fakers like Myriad and Juniper. I guess birds of a feather flock together, right? I guess at this point it would be more surprising if they engaged with people who actually have DID. God forbid they would expose themselves. Honestly though, it's worth exposing people who are once again trivializing mental health conditions, making them seem fun, exciting, colorful, and even trendy. Well, I mean, what can I say? It generally seems like all of them have all the time in the world to deceive people about conditions they don't have. And even if they do have the condition, TikTok shouldn't be their go-to platform for seeking help, giving advice, or being proud of the disorders. They don't truly understand the severity of it. I mean, what's to be proud of? Their stupidity? Actually, yeah, I guess probably so. Anyway, I guess it's time to probably wrap this one up. I just want to say a massive thank you if you have made it to the end of this video. Like always guys, I do appreciate this massively, and thanks again for all the support you guys have given on the channel just these last few months. I'm generally so ecstatic about it. Hope you guys are having a great week though, and with that all being said, please leave a like and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.